I'm interested in this sort of cooperation that we're seeing, particularly between Russia and Iran, supplying these drones that have been attacking clearly civilian targets. They seem to be getting away with this.
Indeed, and it's a pleasure to be with you. On the one-year anniversary of the Ukraine war, which is coming up in just a few days, who would have known that the world's foremost state sponsor of terrorism, the Islamic Republic of Iran, would have been able to team up with a country that it has 500 years of enmity with, which is Russia, whether it's Tsarist, Soviet Union, or present form. So there is a lot of conventional wisdom busting that needs to happen in London and in Washington about the nature of this evolving relationship, as you rightly say, which is a new axis of evil. And it's not just Iran and Russia drawing closer together to, work to basically undermine Ukraine's sovereignty and, in effect, the liberal world order. It's other states as well, such as China, which may be considering weighing in even more, but also North Korea, another nuclear-armed rogue state, has given the Russians artillery for use in this conflict as well.
It's fascinating because only on last Friday there was a conference in Tokyo, attended by many parliamentarians around the world, this international interparliamentary group on China. The former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Liz Truss, promoted the idea of forming a sort of economic NATO with G7 countries, with Australia, with others, to sort of try and band together the free democracies of the world against, potentially, those autocracies. Is that an idea that has legs?
It's an idea which certainly should have legs, and perhaps one of the shortcomings of the Western Bloc, or this kind of defenders of what's left of the liberal world order, is that they haven't thought of it soon enough. The Chinese have been able to have their cake and eat it too, to exploit this system while engaging in predatory, economic practices. So it's high time the West has not just an economic policy, has not just a foreign policy, but has a foreign economic policy that is in concert, not conflict, with its strategies and values. And doing that, I think, would be basically the price floor to such a shift.
And how should these countries work in concert? Obviously, it's an incredibly interconnected world. We've just spoken about how China, Iran, Russia, North Korea, these countries may well be working more closely together. Does that mean that the free democracies of the world need to work more closely together? What sort of steps should we be taking?
Well, certainly it means understanding the capacity and capability that every single state can provide, whether that's economic, whether that's industrial, whether that's manufacturing, playing to the comparative advantage of each state and playing to what the population within each state can do, so you don't have some sort of a backlash, whether, from the far left or far right, in any of these constituencies, in what you rightly call a Western or a free bloc.